Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my recent finds. Some of them are very cool, very exciting, and others have been disappointments. So some of the highs and lows of vinyl shopping, I know you can relate. I'm going to be showing one on here that I know we can universally talk about, has something very disappointing about it. So let me show you these latest records I've picked up, tell you why I think they're really great or why they are disappointments. These are the highs and lows of vinyl collecting here. So if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell. I really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get started with an absolute home run here. This is Chick Corea. Now he sings, now he sobs. This is a tone poet. It came out quite a while ago. I didn't buy it when it initially came out, but I did hear it was available at an online store. So I went ahead and picked it up and I love this. I have other records with Chick Corea on them, but this is the one where he's headlining and it is fantastic. I would say if I made a jazz record, my top 10 jazz records video, this one would be right in there, probably in my top 10. I absolutely love this record. It sounds fantastic. It is just gorgeous. But you know what? You all probably know by now, I love jazz pianists. So Chick Corea, that was a home run for me. Now here's another one that I really like. I was hoping to find an original for it. Never able to do that. I've just never ran into it in the wild. So I went ahead and ordered a reissue. This is Television, Marquee Moon. It's a good record. I don't know if this is the best sounding pressing of it. I wanted to get the Rhino reissue where Chris Bellman, I believe, had mastered it, and that's what I thought I had ordered. But when I got this, the CB is not in the dead wax. It sounds good, but it's punk rock, so you never know. It doesn't quite sound like that Chick Corea tone poet. They sound a little grittier than that when it's a punk rock record. So I don't really know which version of this I got. I hope it's a good one. I love this album. I've listened to it several times in my car, so I knew what I was getting. I love songs like See No Evil, Friction, Marquee Moon, a fantastic one. And like I said, I don't know which version I got, and my Discogs, when I've been trying to put this one in there and do some research, my Discogs has been down lately, so we'll see. Once that gets back to working, maybe I can figure out what pressing of that one it is. But I love Television. That was a great one, music-wise. And now this is one I'm going to show that I really like, and I got it from Riverbend Records. He was doing an auction, and I have to say, you guys, there is nothing more fun than being able to record shop in your pajamas in the comfort of your own home. And I know you can do that online, but it's more fun when you are with other people and amongst people you know. Billy Hurst from Riverbend Records, every Monday night around 6 or 7 o'clock. I think he switched it to 6 lately. He does auctions, but it's not just auctions. He also puts up records and he'll just say a price he wants for it. And the first person that says, I'll take it, it's their record. And that's where I tend to buy more of the records. So I really love the camaraderie and the fun. So if you ever have a chance on Monday nights to check out Riverbend Records auctions. And I've been a good girl. There's been a lot of things I've been wanting to buy lately. We're getting that Revolver by the Beatles coming up soon. I just bought that Bill Evans record, so I've been trying to behave. But he showed this one a while back, and I had to buy it because it's one that I saw on a Holy Moly wall at a store one time, and I left without it. And you know how it is. Sometimes you see records and you can't stop thinking about them. So I decided I am not letting this one get out of my fingers once again. So this is George Harrison's All Things Must Pass. And I know that that one just came out last year as a reissue. I didn't love the reissue. So I have heard good things about this version. It's the 2030th anniversary reissue that came out. And I think I read where George Harrison actually approved it, listened to it. It was something he signed off on before he passed away. You can let me know if I'm wrong, but I listened to this one, and I haven't tested back and forth on the original or on the one that came out last year, but I don't feel like I have to. I feel like this is the best sounding version of that record. It's a digitally sourced one, and yet I think it sounds better than the other two. And I'm not saying it is, of Analog Productions quality or gonna be mind-blowingly good, but I do think it is better than the other two to my ears. I was very, very pleased with it. So it's a 3 LP set, comes with the booklet, and I love that George Harrison did have a write-up on here, wrote something about this and what this record means to him, along with some really cool pictures. And I really like the little booklet along with the inner sleeves. They're all the same picture. It's kind of unique that this one is a little more colored in version of it. And the label is different too. It has one of those little gnomes on it. So I'm really pleased with this particular version of All Things Must Pass. It might very well be the best it's gonna get. So I wouldn't say it's so much better that you have to seek it out and buy it, unless it's like your favorite album and you want the very best pressing of it. Then I'd say this is one that you might consider. And also Billy surprised me one day and sent this record my way. Billy Hurst from Riverbend Records, before he became a record store owner, was really big in the vinyl community, made a lot of videos. He was my favorite vinyl channel of all time. He always will be. He's the reason I'm doing these videos. He made it look so easy, and he showed mind-blowing records. He was a lot of fun, got such a great personality. He sent this one to me. He knew I was looking for Unchained Melody on vinyl, and he sent a really cool, it was still sealed, version of the Righteous Brothers' Greatest Hits. Very, very clean. And I loved playing it. It sounded beautiful on this Verve label. So thank you so much, Billy, for sending that one my way. I cannot stress enough how cool it is to have someone that you admire so much and watch their videos, become your friend here in the vinyl community. He's always been so generous, and I really appreciate that. So Billy, if you happen to see this, I know you're a busy guy, but thank you so much for sending me that. That was really, really sweet. Now let's go ahead and talk about another record store that I really like. This will conclude my finds from St. Augustine, Florida. And I found these records at a store called Music Matters Remixed. And I can say this, the owner of the store, when I came in, I've never felt more welcomed or more just someone happy to see me. And it's, yeah, I have been in there before. He knew who I was. He knows I make vinyl videos, but he welcomed me in. He was so kind, polite, and he treated every customer that way. He treated me that way, knowing I would probably come in and buy something. He also was so kind and sweet to a 16-year-old and other kids that were coming into the store too. He creates a very fun atmosphere. I wish I remembered his name. I think his name's Eric. I shouldn't say that because I could be wrong. But anyway, the store in St. Augustine is called Music Matters Remixed. If you ever get a chance to go there. You would love it. And it is a fun atmosphere. So I went ahead and bought this. This is the Eagles, One of These Nights. I just went and got one of the originals. I wanted to get the one step, but I've decided, you know what, I can't buy them all. So I decided just to go ahead and be content with an original of that. I also found a really cool, it's just a 12-inch single of Dead or Alive's You Spin Me Round. A really cool one. This is an extended version. It's a lot of fun. Have a lot of great memories of me and my best friend riding around listening to that with her boyfriend in his truck. We love that song. So I thought I wanted to have that one in the collection just for the fun of it. And he also gave me a really cool poster. He asked me who my favorite band was, and I told him it was Van Halen. So he gave me a very cool poster showing all of the Van Halen records. I really love that he did that. He didn't have to give me that, but that was just super kind of the owner of the store. And I found a record I've been wanting for a very long time. My niece Emily is a huge vinyl collector. I'm going to do my best to get her to be on this channel with me sometime, because she is a wonderful, amazing girl with a tremendous record collection, a lot of music knowledge. And she had bought this one time when we were out and about, and I wasn't quite a fan of the artist yet, but I became one. She really helped inspire me to become one. And Music Matters Remix had this box set of Bob Dylan's Biograph. It came out in 1985. It's 5 LPs. At the time, it's a lot of greatest hits, as well as some record or some music that had never been released before. So it's got a great, just all kinds of wonderful songs on here. And I usually, let me turn this back around, I usually see this in cassette form or CD form. I don't always see this in vinyl form, but I found it there. It was in beautiful condition. The vinyl looked like it had never been played. It's just really dusty, and I gave it a really good cleaning. And it comes with a wonderful book with a lot of wonderful pictures. Y'all know the drill on that. A lot of reading I need to do when I'm listening to this. Love Bob Dylan. It's on this Columbia label. And like I said, each record is super clean and beautiful. It sounds really, really good. And I love having yet another box set of Bob Dylan. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move on to some of the records that were a little disappointing for various reasons. You know, get some great stuff, and then you get a few disappointments along the way. So let me show you this one. You all already are familiar with The Tone Poet of Blue Train by John Coltrane. This is a record I'd been wanting in my collection for a very long time. I did buy a version of it that when I got it, it was so warped, it was unplayable. So I was really disappointed. This was something I just really desperately wanted, and I'm so glad they put it into a Tone Poet. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I bought the mono version. I felt like that was all I needed. It sounds beautiful. So why am I disappointed? Saying, Melinda, what are you complaining about? Well, it's something very minor. It's really not a big deal at all. And yet, as a record collector, you don't want it to happen. It came with a pretty big crease. But yet it doesn't fall into an area where I feel like, oh, I got to return it. Now, if I had bought it from Amazon, I probably would just go ahead and get another version of it and return this. But I didn't do that, and it's just not worth the hassle of dealing with the store I bought it from and have to pay for shipping to ship it back and get another version of it. This is going to be a plain copy, and it is fantastic sound quality wise. So overall, I'm very happy with that one. And now I'm going to show you one that disappointed me. It was a blind buy, so it's on me. But you talk about people like Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Thelonious Monk, and you think, slam dunk. Well, this record I had seen was back in print, and I was able to buy it. It was just like, I better get it before it sells out, because the lineup is so amazing on here. Miles and Monk at Newport, a fabulous concert, so I thought. It's got Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Cannonball Adderley, Thelonious Monk, Pee Wee Russell. How could you go wrong with that lineup? And yet, for some reason, I don't like it that much. I did not like side one at all. It just did nothing for me. It was a little too, I don't know what the word is, free? I mean, I like free jazz to some degree, but this is just kind of goes a little into an area where it just almost gave me a headache on side one. Side two's a lot better, I will say that. But I just don't dig this record. It just isn't my thing. Now, I know a lot of you probably love it, and that's great. And I do love jazz, and there's even some free jazz that I get into. But this, I don't know why, I just didn't get into it at all. And it is really pretty. They did a reproduction of the Columbia label, and it's in mono. has all the bells and whistles of everything I could ever want, and yet the music just didn't excite me. I should have gave it a listen before I bought it. I was afraid it would sell out really fast. You know how that goes. Sometimes you just get really nervous. You want to get an order in before something sells out. But that turned out to be a little bit of a disappointment. And that leads me to the last record, which is a mix of both. It is amazing, and yet it's disappointing all in the same time. And you all will share in the disappointment with me when it comes to this one. Pink Floyd's Animals, the 2018 remix that we finally got here in 2022. The music is fantastic. Pink Floyd is great. This is one of those records that, it's not one of those that they really push on you. You don't hear about like Dark Side of the Moon or The Wall. So this one, to me, you don't get tired of. It doesn't get fatiguing. It's really, really cool. At the same time, this record had a lot of pops and clicks on it. I think the remix is fantastic. I love it. I have an original US pressing of it that I really like, but this one blows it away sound quality wise. Now, I didn't grow up. If back in the day when Animals came out back in 77, I would have bought the record and played it over and over and over again. Maybe this one wouldn't be the same, but for me, this sounds fantastic. I feel like you hear more of the instruments, more separation of sound. I feel like it's cleaned up quite a bit, except for the vinyl. What in the world is going on with the vinyl? I don't think I have one that just pops and clicks as much as maybe some other people do, but this one definitely has a few pops and clicks on it that are very distracting. They're very, very noticeable. And I've just heard that is the way this particular pressing more than not was pressed. So, that's just a disappointment, but it's such a great album. And so I feel like lately, for the most part, I've got some really great stuff in. There's a few disappointments here and there, but most of the time, I think I do pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with what I get. Let me know in the comments anything you've picked up lately that you've been disappointed with or extremely happy with that you want to share with me. I'd love to hear what you say. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.